Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Alex as we try out a new method of doing pre recorded Sunday services with new variants every week, including Joys and Sorrows, for your entertainment and also letting you know that we're here for you. I want to mention, first of all, the hard work that Jody, our office administrator, has done to put these services together very quickly. So much gratitude to her and to you all as we go through this very, very difficult time. I used the Franklin Delano Roosevelt opening words about horizons because that seems to be part of our character as Americans. Alexis de Tocqueville back in 1828 also talked about Americans being restless and wanting to see what's over the next horizon, what might be over the next hills or mountain chain or whatever. And we would follow that impulse, partly just out of curiosity, sometimes partly to get away from creditors, but there was a restlessness that drove us on and, of course, caused a lot of challenges for others, including, sadly, the genocide against American Indians. But the primary point that I want to make this morning is that we're in a time where we don't know what is over the next horizon. We don't know if there's going to be massive illness and deaths because of the coronavirus. What kind of jobs will come back? Are we at an end of our democracy? And what about the climate crisis, which is going to affect us all very deeply, as well as our children and grandchildren and beyond? We simply do not know what's going to happen next, and that can be terrifying. Here are some steps that I'd suggest we might consider, and I'm also going to end with a story about how one person in a dark time changed and saved a life. And it's based on a true story. So the first thing we can do is use this time of isolation to journal about our lives and our hopes for the future. If we don't like journaling, we could record our stories of who we are, who we've been, and our lives, as well as what we hope will happen in the future that's good as well as bad. A second thing, if possible, is to venture outdoors to enjoy spring. Even allergies remind us that life is turning to blossom and there are hopes and possibilities ahead thanks to nature. Now, yes, of course, the virus is part of nature and it's just a virus. It's not a judgment or a complaint about human beings. It's just a virus doing what viruses do. So let's be mindful that nature is not for us or against us. It just is. But enjoy the springtime. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy getting out if you possibly can. The third thing is enjoy comfort food in moderation. This is a time when we're all going to be stressed out, and it might be tempting to give up on a diet or exercise for a while. Go ahead. Sometimes it's worth it to take a Sabbath break from exercise, salad, and so on. But try to balance it, of course. A fourth possibility is try to help others or connect with those you love by letter, phone, video, etc. Those people are going to feel isolated as well. Can you cheer them up? Can you give them some moral support in a time where a lot of people are very afraid? This leads me to the last story that I was going to mention. Wendell Berry is a contemporary American poet and has written many wonderful poems and essays over the course of his life living in rural Kentucky. One of the stories he shares is about a family that lived fairly near him in the hills of Kentucky. They didn't have electricity, but they had a nice farmhouse and they had to do some work clearing land around the farmhouse up on a hill nearby. Some of the relatives and friends came by to help, as they often do, and people went up on the hill to cut down trees, clear the paths, and so on. One of the people wasn't familiar with the farm or the roads, and he did not hear the dinner bell for dinner time. And so he kept on working until he realized that it was getting dark. He started down the path to where he thought the house was, and since it was quite dark and there were a lot of trees, he started to get lost, and he started to get worried. He was wandering down the pathway, making sounds in the brush and trying to find out where the house was. He did not realize that he had gone by the house and was headed toward a rock quarry where he could possibly fall in and die. He was getting more and more anxious, wondering where the house was. In the meantime, one of the people in the house came out on the porch and lit a match to light a tobacco pipe. The man heard the match and saw the light briefly flickering off in the distance to his left. He realized, there's the house, there's safety, and thank you to that one person who has now lit the way for me to go home. And so sometimes we're like the person who's lost. Other times we're like the person out on the porch, turning on a light, flicking a switch, and it gives us a chance to realize this is where we are. Yes, we are in danger, but now we can find our way to home and safety and to those people we care about. So perhaps the story is a small moral for this time we are in. Sometimes we're lost, and sometimes we're those who find the lost. Reach out, connect with people over video, phone, letters, whatever ways you can. You will not only be helping yourself, but helping others. So good wishes to everyone from your staff and leadership here at the church, and we pray for your safety and for the world to come to a healed place once again. May it be so.